Hello students, this is the second video of heredity and evolution, and topic covered in this video are evolution and its illustration with examples, acquired and inherited trait, modern theory of origin of life, Urey and Miller experiment, speciation, homologous and analogous organ. So let's start. So what is evolution? Evolution is gradual development. Gradual means slow. So evolution is the slow development in which complex form of life is formed from simpler form of life. So a sequence of slow steps by which complex form of life is formed from simpler form is known as evolution. Now let us see some illustrations given in NCERT based on evolution. Now in these examples, you have to consider that there are group of 12 beetles which are living in bushes. Beetle are insects. So there are group of 12 red beetles which are living in bushes with green leaves. So there are 12 beetles living in bushes with green leaves. And beetle in the population, they reproduce sexually so they can generate variation. And crow can eat the beetle. Now let us look at case 1. Imagine a green colored beetle variation arise in the bushes. So out of all the red beetles which were there on the green surface of the leaf, there is one green beetle which has arisen due to variation. Now crow cannot see the green colored beetle because its color is camouflaged by the green surface of leaf. You know that seeing a green beetle on green surface is much more difficult than seeing a red beetle on the green surface. So crow can easily see the red beetles, but it is difficult for the crow to see green beetles. Eventually what will happen? All the red beetles would die because crow will eat them, and only green beetle survive. So what does this prove? This proves that variation has survival advantage, and this variation is an example of natural selection. Natural selection means that nature, it selects only fit individual or individual with good variation. Here the green beetles had a good variation of green color, as a result of which they could not be seen on the green surface of the leaf. Hence the green beetle survived and red beetle died. So this first example, when a green colored variation arise in the red beetles which led to increase in population of green beetles, is an example of natural selection. Now let us look at case 2. In case 2, let us assume that in the red colored beetle population, a blue color variation arises. And when the beetles, they were sitting on the surface of this leaf, an elephant comes and put his foot on the beetle. And it was a matter of chance that when elephant placed the foot, all red beetles were killed. So now in the population, only blue beetles are left. So what does this prove? This is the example of genetic drift. Genetic drift means when there is a random change in gene frequency by chance event. You can see earlier the gene frequency was that there were 11 red beetles and 1 blue beetle. But now the allele frequency is that there are total 12 blue beetles. So out of 11 red beetles and 1 blue beetles, now there are 12 blue beetles, which means all the allele frequency has changed, but it has changed by a matter of chance event because elephant came and put his foot on the red beetles. So this is an example of genetic drift. Now let us look at case 3. In case 3, imagine the 12 red beetles which lived on the surface of the leaf. Now the surface of the leaf has catched a disease. The leaf, on this leaf there was a disease. So as a result, the beetles are now getting no food because they used to eat the leaf and that leaf became diseased. So now beetle is not getting the nourishment. As a result, the size, the average weight of the beetle, it has reduced. And in condition 2, the low weight beetles, now in these low weight beetles, the plant has recovered and the leaf has recovered from the disease. As a result, the weight of the beetles is again has again become normal. Now, what does this prove? This proves that change in weight of the beetle is not inherited over generation, because weight is not an inherited trait, it is an acquired trait. With appearance of plant disease, the weight decreased. With disappearance of plant disease, the weight again increased, which means that weight of a person is not an inherited trait, it is an acquired trait. Means it is not passed from one generation to another. The weight character is not passed from one generation to another, as it is not an inherited trait, it is an acquired trait. Now let us talk about acquired and inherited traits. Acquired traits are those traits which develop during lifetime of a person and they are not transferred from parents to offsprings. So acquired trait will not be transferred from parent to offspring. For example, we have already learned weight of the organism, as we have learned in the example, weight of the beetle. Inherited trait. Inherited trait, as the name suggests, these are those characters which are passed from one generation to another. And the example of this is free and attached earlobe. Now let us learn modern theory of origin of life. The modern theory of origin of life was given by Oparin and Haldane. Now, this theory states that life originated from simple inorganic molecules. So, life came into existence from simple inorganic molecules which were present on the earth. Now, these inorganic molecules, they combined, they reacted together to form new life. Now, the suitable condition that existed on the earth were, now before there was no life, the condition of the earth which was suitable for formation of new life were as follows. There was presence of high temperature on the earth, there was no oxygen on the earth, which means there was a reducing environment, and there was presence of gases like methane and ammonia. Now, this theory of Oparin and Haldane, which states that life came into existence from simple inorganic molecules, was proved by Urey and Miller. So this is the Miller's experiment. Now Miller, he took 4 gases in a glass, and these gases were methane, ammonia, hydrogen, water vapor. And in this flask of glass, there was presence of electrodes. Why there were electrodes? So that he could create high temperature in this flask. Now, the electrodes, they supplied the flask with spark. As a result of this spark, the temperature of this flask, it increased up to 800 degrees Celsius. And after 1 week, they saw that amino acid were collected in this side of the tube, which proved that these gases, methane, ammonia, hydrogen, water vapor, they reacted together to form amino acids. So smaller molecules, they reacted to form complex molecules. It means life originated from simple inorganic molecules. Now let us look what is speciation. Speciation means formation of new species. Now there are various ways by which formation of new species can take place. The first way is gene flow. Suppose there is subpopulation of beetle which is named here as X1, and in this subpopulation of X1, a migrant beetle which is from some other subpopulation comes. Now this migrant beetle will reproduce with this local subpopulation, and this migrant beetle may have some variation. Now when it will reproduce with the subpopulation of with local subpopulation, it will introduce the variation which it has in this local subpopulation. Now as a result of this, variation is introduced in the local population. This variation in local population can produce new species. Now, second factor which can lead to speciation is genetic drift. Genetic drift we have learned earlier in the example when on the blue beetles and red beetles elephant kept the foot, and as a result of it all red beetle died and only blue beetle survived. So this also leads to formation of new species, as from the original species which was red there was formation of a new species which was blue in color. Now, third factor which leads to speciation is natural selection. This also we have learned in the first example, that nature selects only the fittest individual and nature selects only that organism which has favorable variation. Now let us understand the speciation with the help of example. Suppose there is population Z. The population Z, due to presence of a mountain or a geographical barrier, which can be mountain, which can be river, is divided into subpopulation Z1 and subpopulation Z2. Now this will lead to accumulation of variation in the subpopulation Z1 and Z2 because they are separated by mountain. So the variation would get accumulated in subpopulation Z1 and subpopulation Z2. And this would lead to formation of new species because due to accumulation of variation, there would be so much effect of variation that at one point of time, a new species would be formed. Now let us understand evidence of evolution. The first evidence of evolution is homologous organs. Homologous organs are those organs which have same basic structure but they have different functions. So they have same structure but different function. Example is forelimb of horse, wings of bat and forelimbs of human. Now whether it is forelimb of horse, wings of bat or forelimbs of human, they have same basic bone pattern but their function are different. Forelimb of horse has the function of running. Wings of bat have function of flying, whereas forelimbs of human have function of writing. Now let us understand analogous organs. Analogous organs are those organs which have same function but different structure. For example, wings of bats and wings of insects. They both have same function of flying, but wings of bat have bone, whereas wings of insect, they do not have bone. So as a result, they are analogous organs.